Hello everyone, welcome to the next video of C programming. In our previous videos, we have understood what is the use of function and also we have written some programs by using the concept of functions. So in brief, we have to understand what are the maximum different types of functions I can use in my program. Okay. Now, before we will start the different types of functions, whatever we have understood in our previous video, then let's brief it. Means why actually we will use the function. Okay. So the initially we want to say that writing functions actually what it is doing, it is avoiding rewriting the same code over and over. For example, suppose you have a section of code in your program that calculates the area of a triangle. If later in the program you want to calculate the area of a different triangle, then you will never like to write the same code again and again. What you will do? Instead of that, you will prefer to jump to a section of code, okay, section of code which will do your task, and then you will jump back to the place from where you have left off. This section of code is nothing but it's known as a function. This is the first thing that you don't need to write the code again and again. Okay. Now, second approach is by using functions, it will be very much easier to write programs and you can keep track of what they are doing. That means if the operations of a program can be divided into separate activities, then each activity can be placed in a different function and then each could be written and checked more or less independently. So separating the code into modular functions, just mark my word, modular, okay? So separating the code into modular functions also makes the program easier to design and to understand, okay? So whatever you have discussed, if you find the advantage, the benefits of using function is nothing but first one is your modularity and organization of code and code reusability. Okay, so that means if you will say this is kind of story, then what is the moral of the story? Now, never try to write the entire logic in one function. Okay, it is a very bad style of programming that you will write everything inside a single function. Okay, instead of that, you can do one thing, break a program into smaller units and write functions for each of these isolated subdivisions. Okay, so let us write or understand through one example. Suppose you need to design a calculator. Okay, so if you are not using function, what you will write inside the main function, you will write everything. Means you will write the program for addition, you will write the program for subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, everything you will write on inside a single function, that is main function. But this is a very bad style of programming because you are putting a lot of load on a single function. So what you will do, you if you know that there are different activities are there, then I will write down one add function which will do the addition. I'll write down one subtraction function which will use for writing subtraction program, and similarly for other functionalities. Inside the main function, what I'll do, I'll use all these functions so that the control will go here, will do the operation and again jump back to the original step. So in this way, what you can do, you can write down the entire program with modularity, with organizational code, and also if I need to add two numbers again and again, I can use the concept of code reusability. Another benefit is what? Suppose there is any problem in the add function, I'll never search the code in subtraction or multiplication or division. I'll go directly to the add function. I can rectify the error and I can come back. Okay. So these are what the different advantages of writing function program. Okay. Now coming to different types. Now already we have discussed what is the meaning of arguments, where formal arguments and actual arguments are there. Also, we have discussed return type. So based on these two concepts of argument and return type, the functions are divided into four categories. One, function with no argument, you will not pass any argument, you will not return any value. Second category, you will pass arguments, but you will not return any value from the function definition. Third category, you will pass the argument, also will return the value. Fourth category, you are not returning any value. Sorry, you are not passing any argument, but you are returning value. How? Let us understand through this concept through 4 examples. Okay. Now the first example is function with no argument and no return type. Okay. So here you are not passing any argument. So I'll write down fun. And also I'm not returning anything. So I'm writing void fun. I have to write the function prototype. So it will be the mirror image to the function definition. Now check here. In this particular calling function, I am not passing any argument, which is no arguments. Also, here in the function definition, I am not returning anything. That's why you have written the data type void. So you are not returning anything. So we have written very simple program so that you can understand the concept. What do you mean by function with no argument and no return type? So let us compile and execute. Now we'll enter to the main function. Main will call the fun function. Fun will call the function definition. Then it will be printed. Automatically it will return to the main function and the program will be terminated. Okay. Now coming to the second category, functions with argument but no return type. That means we'll pass some values. We'll pass some values through our calling function. Okay. So it's not about declaring the value also. If you want to understand directly, I can pass a value. Okay. So here I am passing arguments to the function call. Okay. But I am not returning anything. That's why I'm writing void. But as I am passing value 10, I need to catch. And whenever I need to catch, I'll catch with a variable. Okay. So I am calling the function with argument, but I am not returning anything. That's why the return type is void. Okay. Result is 10. So the warning is coming conflicting type font because we have not given the function prototype. So prototype is void fun and the type of value. Now you can say that warning message will go and the result is 10. Okay. So the second category or second type of function that we have understood where we can pass arguments but we are not returning any value. Third category is you have to pass arguments and also you have to return value. In the previous videos, we have written the program of function by using this concept that we have passed the value, also you have written some result. Okay. But again, let us discuss how you are writing the program. So we are passing two values and also you are expecting a value in return that is result. Okay. So as I am returning, what kind of value I'll return? Integer type. How many values I am passing? The two values. So I'll catch with two variables. I'll use return number 1 plus number 2. Okay. I'll return number 1 plus number 2. So here the function prototype will be int fun int comma int. Okay. So what you have done? We have passed arguments here and also we are using return type here. Okay. So let us compile and execute. 30 because you have passed 10 and 20 and finally you have added the values whenever you are returning. So this 30 10 will come to num1, 20 will come to num2. Both the values will be added that I am returning. So return will be given to this function call, which we will assign to the variable, and finally we are printing. Okay. Now coming to the last one, function with no argument but return type. So I will not pass any value. See, I am not passing any value, but as I am writing result equal to, that means I am expecting a value. So as I am returning, I have to write a return type or the data type integer, but I am not passing anything. I am not catching anything. So directly I can write return 20. Just to make you understand what is the meaning of no argument. That means I am not passing anything, not catching anything. But return type means I can use return type so that the value can be assigned here. Okay. Compile and execute. See, we have written the value 20 and 20 is being displayed. Okay. So these are the different type of functions that I can use in my programming. Okay. So till now what actually we have discussed, we have understood what is function, how return type is used, how I am returning the value from the function definition, as well as all the different type of functions with their advantage we have discussed in all this series of videos of function. Okay. So my suggestion is you keep on watching these videos till you have not understood function, because this is one of the most important concept that you need in every programming language. So practice some more programs by using function, and if you have any doubt, then you can watch the videos repeatedly. Okay. So thank you everyone for watching this video.